guys, thank you for coming back to watch video number 2 on my channel. Today's topic will be reducing your debt and budgeting your money. But first, I hope you had a great week. I don't know about your city, but my city here in Southern California has been raining all week long, which has made it really difficult to go and potty Max, who is sitting right at my feet. You can't really see him. So his schedule for pottying has been really messed up, and he keeps missing his potty pads that he uses here in the house since we don't have a doggy door. So it's been a tough week, but on the bright side, we went to go visit our friends who live right next door to us. We usually just knock on their door, run away, and we chat from 10 feet apart while they sit on their stoop because we need social interaction, and that's the only way we can do that right now. So when we were going to visit them, we did see a double rainbow. Here's a picture Tristan got. Beautiful, right? That thing was like all the way across. We've also been having Zoom parties with our friends to try to keep socially active. We've done Mario Kart parties, we've done Pictionary parties, we've done Thirsty Thursday parties. So that's really been helping us get our socialization in as much as we can. So the first order of business, I just wanted to let you guys know I got great news this week, and I got an email from the Department of Real Estate. They approved my application to take the test. No, I haven't taken the test yet. But I can take it if I want to, and whenever this COVID-19 is over. So they've approved the courses, they approved my application, they approved my fingerprints, and I'm ready to take the test whenever this COVID-19 is over. And once I take the test, then I'll find out if I passed. If I passed, then I will have my real estate license. Now my goal is to eventually become a real estate agent myself, but for now, I don't have the savings just to go straight into it, and I just need to learn. So I would love to work in the industry in some sort of way. Okay, so let's get back to the topic. On my last video, also my first video, I asked you guys which of the 4 topics you would like me to make my second YouTube video about. The options were A, curly girl method, B, budget/finance tips, C, home purchase experience, or D, cooking/baking. From the majority of the responses that I got, people wanted to learn about budget/finance tips, and they also wanted to hear about our house purchase experience. Now the house purchase experience is a bit of a longer topic, and I want to be a little more prepared for that, so I'll push that out maybe to the next video or maybe the 4th video. But today I'll be talking about budget/finance tips, and my tip for today is kind of twofold. The first is how to reduce your debt, and the second is how to budget your finances. Now this is a topic I do have experience in. Tristan and I were pretty far into debt. I won't say exactly how much, but we had a lot of credit card debt, which is high interest, as most of you know, and we were able to get out of that debt very quickly, and we used a specific strategy. Now there is good debt and bad debt. Good debt, for example, would be something like a house or a car that over time you will own this item, and then you will possibly either be able to sell it or not have to make any more payments. For example, with a home, you can hold on to the asset and you can sell it later on for a bigger price. Now with a car, that asset is a depreciating asset, meaning you can't really sell the car for the same or even more than what you bought it in most cases. So that is a depreciating asset. But the good thing is that once you're done finishing those payments, you can hold on to that car, and the goal is to keep that car with no car payment for years to come. Okay, this sunspot is really bothering me, so I'm just gonna move for a second. Much better. Now, how do you know that it's time to start tackling your credit card debt? Well, for example, if you are using your credit card for things that you have all intensive purposes of paying back with your next check, or maybe you have plans to pay it off over a few checks, and then you realize that your credit card balance is actually increasing again and again. That, my friends, is a sign that you need to start tackling that credit card debt now. Now, what you might not realize is that if you do not pay your credit card off fully at the end of the month, you will actually be charged interest on the balance remaining on that credit card. So most credit cards have between 15 and 25% interest rate. So let's say, for example, you buy $100 worth of clothes on your credit card, and at the end of the month, you choose to pay the minimum balance, which the company is telling you is $15. Easy, right? So you pay the $15 and the remaining balance is $85. Now you're going to get an interest charge on the remaining balance, which is your $85, anywhere between 15 and 25% interest. Now let's say it's 20%, for example. What is 20% interest on an $85 balance? You do 85 times 20%, and that gives you 17. So that means you are getting an interest charge of $17 because you didn't fully pay off your credit card. So now you have the $85 plus your interest charge, which is $17, and that $17 happens to be $2 more than the minimum payment that you paid. So now you not only have your remaining balance, but you have $17 on top of that. So you now owe $102 on your credit card. Now this is so easy to do, and I'm sure most of Americans have gotten themselves way far into debt. Everybody has to go through it, but you can get out of it. And here's my strategy. The very first thing that you want to do is track all of your debt, whether that's student loans, credit cards, the remaining amount on your car, everything. Just compile it onto an Excel sheet and just track. As of today, I owe this much on this credit card. As of today, I owe this much on the other credit card. And stack all of those debts up. Then list out the debt that you specifically know you need to tackle right now. Now this specific example reminds me of a quote from Jay-Z, actually. He said, "If you can't buy it twice, you can't afford it." So that means if you can't buy it twice, don't put it on a credit card because you're just gonna get interest charges and probably end up in the long run paying double what you would have paid if you paid on a debit card or with cash. So now after you've tracked all of your debt, you're going to use a method called the snowball method. And what that means is, let's say you have 3 amounts of credit card debt. The first one has $100, the second one has $50, the third one has $20. The first one that you're going to tackle is the $20 because you're going to get rid of that $20 for the first month, and then you're going to use that same $20 that you were putting toward this one, and you're going to put it toward the $50 one, so that you feel a sense of accomplishment after getting rid of the first amount of debt, and you actually use the remaining amount of money that you have to get rid of the second largest debt. Now come with me to my computer. I want to show you how easy and simple it is to create your own debt tracker. Now personally, I like to use Google Drive. It allows me to access my documents, whether it's from my computer or from my phone. So to start off, we're going to track your debt. And just open up the Excel sheet, and you're going to, right here, you'll type the month, and then you'll type credit card number 1. For example, it's the Chase card, and this is credit card number 2, which is, let's say, your Wells Fargo card. And this is for credit card number 3, which is your American Express. Now under here, we're going to say the month is April, next month is May, June, July, August. Now you're going to put your current debt on these cells right here. So for April, your credit card balance on Chase is $200, for example. On the Wells Fargo, it's $500. And on the American Express, it's $2,000. Now, after the first month, what you'll want to do is, let's say you have $400 to put toward your credit card. So this is the amount toward your debt. Now, how we're going to delegate the May payment, let me open this one up here. I'm going to actually add one more column, and this is going to be my payment column. And I'm going to highlight that a light gray, and I'm going to put the payment column under each month. That way we know exactly how much we're supposed to pay for that month. I'm going to copy this here, copy that there, copy that under August. So the payment, again, we have $400 total every single month to put toward our debt. So for April's payment, we're going to put $200. Now, what would be left over in May if I put $200 toward April? Obviously, it's 0, but let me just put in the formula. You're going to do equals the original amount minus the payment amount, and then enter. $0. Now, I can actually control copy this cell, bring it over to this one, bring it over to that one. So basically, they have the same formula. This one is going to be 2,000 minus whatever I put in here will equal out to this cell here. So for example, we have paid $200, and now we still have $200 remaining out of the $400 we have total for the month. So I'm going to put $100 toward the Wells Fargo and $100 toward the American Express. As you can see, our total amount, I'm going to do the total column here, and then I'm going to copy, paste, paste, paste. So the total original amount of debt we had in April was $2,700. We made $400 worth of payments, and now our new balance in May is $2,300. Let's continue this on for May's payment. We have $400 that we know we can delegate to the payment in May. Because we have to make payments on both of the remaining cards, I'm going to put majority toward the smaller amount, which is the Wells Fargo. So I'm going to put $300 toward the Wells Fargo. Now I'm going to put the remaining $100 out of our $400 monthly payment, and that'll be to the Amex card. Again, the total amount of payments we have here is $400. Now what is our new balance? I'm going to do sum of the original amount minus this $300 equals, and again, I can copy that cell and bring it over. Now I have $1,800 left on the American Express. My total debt for June is $1,900. Now I'm going to make sure that every single cell in here has the $sign and is rounded to the 100. So I'm just going to select all of the items I want to format as the currency, and then I want to get rid of these cents here. So I'm going to hit back twice. That'll make sure the $sign is in front of all of my cells. Now let's go to June. Again, we have $400 total to put toward our debt. In June, we don't have to make any payments for the Chase account because that amount was 0. For the Wells Fargo, again, I have $400, so I want to put $100 toward the Wells Fargo, and that will actually make that amount 0. Now for the American Express, the remaining amount that I have is $1,800, and I still have $300 to put toward my debt. So I'm going to put $300. Again, for the month of June, I put $400 toward my debt. The original amount was $1,900. And my total now is this minus this, And I'm going to drag that across, control paste. Now my remaining amount is $1,500 on the American Express card. Now this has taken us since April, another payment in May, and another payment in June to get to this $1,500. Let's continue this on. Now I'm in October and I'm making my payment. This will be my last payment. So October, this is my balance. I'm just going to highlight the one we're working on now. So for October, I have 0 on my Chase, 0 on the Wells Fargo, and I have a remaining $300 on the American Express. Now, for my payments, I don't have to make any on the Chase or the Wells Fargo, but guess what? I don't even have to make the $400 full payment for the American Express because there's only $300 left. So I'm going to make $300 payment. And guess what? That leaves me debt-free by November. Now, one thing that I did not cover on that spreadsheet was the interest that would be accruing on those credit cards. Now, I would just, at the end of your 7-month payment here, just estimate that you would probably need to use that last $100 just to pay off all of the interest. And you might even end up with a couple extra $100 you would need to pay. So I would estimate this would take about 8 months to pay off. Now the good news is after that 8 months is over and you've completely paid off your debt on all 3 credit cards, you now have $400 every single month to put right back into your pocket, whether you use that for savings or if you just want to enjoy 3 months and use that as fun money. So that's my version of the debt tracker and the snowball method. I hope you can start to put that into place for yourself. Again, it's just a simple spreadsheet and you don't even have to use Excel. You can write it down and you can do the simple math. $1,800 minus $100 is $1,700. So you can do this on your own, on a piece of paper. You don't have to do it on the Excel sheet like I did. The most important part is to just get started and to just track your debt. Now, the second aspect of this video that I think is equally as important with personal finances is creating a budget and following that budget every single time you get paid. Now, most of us get paid bi-weekly, so every 2 weeks, we're just going to put in the amount that we received on our paycheck, or maybe we already know exactly how much we're going to receive, and we're going to subtract all of our debts, and then what we're left with, we're going to put toward fun money, toward savings, or maybe a credit card that you want to get paid off. So now we'll start section 2, which is the budget portion. So come on over to my computer, I'll show you. So the first thing you want to do when you create your budget is separate the monthly versus bi-monthly income and expenses. So I'm going to make a column for monthly and then a separate column for bi-weekly. Monthly, my income is, let's say for example, $3,000, and bi-weekly, my income or my paycheck amount, I guess, is actually going to be this divided by 2, for example. I'm going to go ahead and highlight that green because it's incoming. And then I'm going to total up my bills. For example, I have my rent or my mortgage monthly is $1,000. And I'm going to do the same thing here as I did with the other sheet. I'm going to make sure they all have dollar signs and are rounded to the same number. So my monthly rent or mortgage is $1,000, for example, or my portion of it is $1,000. And then I have groceries. Let's say that's about $800. Then I have my gas that I put in my car. Monthly, that'll be about $150. Yours might be different. I have my electric bill, which I'm going to say is about $40. I have my water bill, about $70. I have the internet, let's say it's $80. And I have a phone bill, let's say that's $150. I'm going to have, on the last one, I'll put the total bills equal sum. And then I will highlight there. Now I'm going to just copy all of these bills from the monthly and bring them over to the weekly. And I'm going to type out the same formula. So this cell is going to equal this cell divided by 2, so half of the monthly. So basically we're calculating as if we receive 2 paychecks per month. I'm going to copy that formula, Control C, Control V, Control V, Control V. And this is again just taking half, this is the biweekly, it's half of every monthly expense. I'm going to do sum, and then I'm going to highlight just the bills. Okay, I'm going to highlight the bills red because that is outgoing money. So let's go back to the bi-weekly column and let me just make these centered just because I like everything to be nice and pretty. So let's see, how much money do we have left over from our income after we've paid all of our bills? So let's write a cell for that. So I'm going to say after bills, this is the amount we have left, and I'm going to write the equal sign. So we start with the income minus the total bills, and that equals $355. Then let's say after the bills, I have $355 to put toward the following items. Let's say I have a credit card, number 1. I have house savings, and I have a travel savings fund, and then lastly I have fun money. So the amount of fun money we have will be the income minus the total bills minus these additional expenses, and that will leave us with fun money. So I'm going to write a formula. It'll be the sum of the income minus total bills minus credit card number 1 minus house savings minus travel savings. I'm going to push enter. So this right now, because I don't have any values for the credit card, house, or travel savings, my total fund money is $355. But let's say I want to put $100 toward my credit card, $100. And then let's say I want to put $100 toward my house savings. And then let's say I want to put $100 toward my travel savings. So that leaves me with $55 of fund money after this paycheck. Now the nice thing about using this bi-weekly budget is that 2 times out of every year, you're going to get 2 extra paychecks. Now the reason for that is if you look at a calendar, let's look at 2020's calendar. For February, there are 4 Fridays in February. Let's just say you get paid every other Friday. So let's say you get paid on the 7th, and then you get paid again on the 21st. Now every single year, there are 2 months out of the year that actually have 3 paychecks. So for 2020, that will be May. If you're getting paid on Fridays, let's say, for example, you get paid on the 1st, and then the 15th, and then the 29th. If you also look at October, you'll get paid on the 2nd, the 16th, and the 30th. So that means you have 2 extra paychecks minus your bi-weekly groceries and the car gas. Where are you going to put that extra money from the 2 extra paychecks? I would hope you would put it in savings. And the light is in my face again. Let me move you to a different place. So that's really all I have for today. If you haven't already, please go hit that subscribe button. Hit the bell, you'll get notified anytime I upload a new video. I'll actually be uploading my video number 3 next week. So until then, stay healthy, stay happy, and I hope you have a great week. Okay, bye. Oh, and by the way, after I edited that video, we went and started this podcast. This is my husband, Tristan Urban, and we are gonna have a whole separate YouTube channel, as well as, where else is this podcast gonna be?
It's gonna be on all the major platforms within the next week. Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Spotify. We gotta apply for it, get approved, and then it'll be on all the major platforms for podcasts.
Yeah, and it'll be on YouTube again. So follow us there and listen to our podcast. Let us know what you think.
See you guys later.